All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister asks opposition parties to stop propaganda on lack of jobs as over 1 crore jobs were created in the last 1 year. Home Minister Rajnath Singh to visit flood-affected areas of Kerala today. Tamils of Indian origin in Sri Lanka to get first allotment of houses under Indian Housing Project this morning. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address them through a video message. Nobel Prize winner novelist V.S. Naipaul passes away in London. In sports, India's Ajay Jairam to face Indonesia's Cesar Hiren Rustavito in the men's title clash of the Vietnam Open Badminton Tournament today. And in cricket, Chris Woakes' maiden Test century put England in total control on the third day of the second Test against India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that more than 1 crore jobs have been created during the last 1 year, and opposition parties should now stop their propaganda about lack of jobs. In an interview to ANI, Mr. Modi said India is the fastest growing major economy. He said investment in infrastructure and FDI inflows are at an all-time high. The country has emerged as one of the top startup hubs, which proves that jobs are being created. Prime Minister said India is seeing a historic boom in the aviation sector. Foreign tourist arrivals in India grew by 14% last year, and domestic tourism has also grown, which is leading to job creation. Mr. Modi said from just 2 mobile manufacturing units in 2014, the country now has 120 companies making mobile phones. Prime Minister said more than 13 crore Mudra loans have been given to our hard-working entrepreneurs, including over 3.5 crores for first-time entrepreneurs. Mr. Modi slammed the idea of Mahagathbandhan or Grand Alliance, saying that it is all about dynasties and not development. He said the outcome of the recent no-confidence vote in Lok Sabha and election of Deputy Chairman in Rajya Sabha proves that coalition of opposition is crumbling. Targeting Congress President Mr. Rahul Gandhi for efforts to provoke people against GST during Gujarat elections, Mr. Modi said people have rejected him. Ruling out possibility of removal of caste-based reservation, Mr. Modi said it is here to stay and there should be no doubt about it. Talking about increasing crimes against women and incidents of lynching, Mr. Modi said that his party has been clearly speaking against such cases. Terming such incidents as unfortunate, the Prime Minister said everyone should rise above politics to ensure peace and unity in our society. On National Register of Citizens in Assam, Mr. Modi said no Indian citizen will be excluded and all opportunities will be given to people to get their concerns addressed. He also came down heavily on comments by West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on the NRC. Mr. Modi said only those who have lost faith in themselves, fear loss of popular support and lack faith in democratic institutions can use words like civil war and bloodbath. Evidently, they are disconnected from the pulse of the nation, the Prime Minister said. On India-Pakistan relations, Prime Minister hoped that under the new government, Pakistan will work for a safe, secure, stable and prosperous region free from terror and violence. In another interview to a newspaper, Prime Minister expressed confidence that BJP will win 2019 Lok Sabha elections by a bigger margin than in 2014. Mr. Modi said Mahagathbandhan is a failed idea which cannot succeed because people want a strong and decisive government at the centre that can deliver results. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh will visit the flood-affected areas of Kerala today. He will be accompanied by Minister of State for Tourism, K.J. Alphonse, and senior Home Ministry officials. Mr. Singh will take an aerial survey of the flood and landslides-affected areas of the state. He will also review rescue and relief operations being carried out by the state government and central government agencies with the Chief Minister, ministers of the state government, Chief Secretary, and other senior officers of the central agencies. 14 teams of NDRF consisting of 404 rescuers and 31 boats are already deployed in Thrissur, Ernakulam, Alappuzha, Wayanad, Kozhikode and Idukki districts to assist their state administration in the relief and rescue operations. Besides the NDRF, adequate columns of Army, Navy and Coast Guard and helicopters of Indian Air Force are deployed in the state for assisting state administration in lifting and dropping of essential commodities. The death toll in heavy rain and landslides has risen to 37 and 5 persons are still reported missing. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has asked government agencies involved in flood relief and rescue operations to be on alert, keeping in mind the warning of heavy rain till Wednesday. Heavy rain is still continuing in Wayanad and Kannur districts. A report.
According to latest data, over 61,000 people are still housed at 520 relief camps set up across the state. In heavy rain and landslides, more than 100 homes were destroyed completely and around 1,500 were destroyed partially. Crops worth crores in more than 1,300 hectares are also destroyed. Roads and bridges need to be reconstructed in many areas. Meanwhile, in view of possible inundation due to the release of water from Idukki and Idamalayar dams, NDRF teams are kept on standby in vulnerable locations. Besides NDRF, adequate columns of Army, Navy, Coast Guard, helicopters of Indian Air Force are also deployed for the state administration to assist the state administration in lifting and dropping of essential commodities. This is Shamila for AIM News from Tirunelveli.
Met Department has predicted heavy to very heavy rains in 16 states including Kerala, Uttarakhand and West Bengal and north coast of Andhra in the next 48 hours. Fishermen have been advised not to venture into Central Arabian Sea. Head of the Weather Services of IMD, M. Mohapatra, told AIR that due to formation of low pressure area in various places, rainfall is expected to increase.
There is an expectation of formation of a low pressure area over North Bay of Bengal during the next 48 hours. Under its influence, rainfall activity will increase over coastal areas of Odisha, West Bengal and north coastal Andhra Pradesh. However, the rainfall activity over the western Himalayan regions, especially Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh and western Uttar Pradesh, will at isolated places.
Meanwhile, lakhs of people have been affected by the floods in Tarai and eastern part of Uttar Pradesh. Heavy rain and water released from Nepal have made the situation worse. NDRF and PAC have been deployed in the flood-affected areas and state government has asked officials to intensify rescue and relief operations. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. In Sri Lanka, Tamils of Indian origin will get their first allotment of houses under Indian Housing Project in a function to be held near Nuwara Eliya area of Central Province today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the beneficiaries through a video message, while Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe will be the chief guest on the occasion. More from our Colombo correspondent.
It is a dream coming true for hundreds of families who will be getting new houses under the Indian Housing Project. The houses are meant for Tamil plantation workers, most of whom were residing in small line rooms with extended families. Indian Housing Project in Sri Lanka is one of the biggest programs under its development assistance abroad. A total of 46,000 houses were handed over to war-affected Tamil minorities in North and East provinces, while another 4,000 are meant for plantation workers in Central and Goa province. Prime Minister Modi announced construction of another 10,000 houses during his second visit to Sri Lanka last year, and it will be formalized through an MOU to be signed today. Santosh Kumar for AIR News from Colombo.
Novelist Sir V.S. Naipaul, who won the Nobel Prize in Literature, died at his home in London. He was 85. Sir Vidya, who was born in rural Trinidad in 1932, was known for works including A Bend in the River and his masterpiece A House for Mr. Biswas. A report.
Sir Vidyadhar Suraj Prasad Vidya Naipaul was born in Trinidad on 17 August 1932. He was educated at Queen's Royal College, Trinidad, and after winning a government scholarship in England at University College, Oxford, he worked briefly for the BBC as a writer and editor for the Caribbean Voices program. He is known for his early comic novels set in Trinidad and Tobago, his bleaker later novels of the wider world, and his autobiographical chronicles of life and travels. He published more than 30 books, won the Booker Prize in 1971 and the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2001. His wife Lady Naipaul called him a giant in all that he achieved. This is Rita Srivastava from News Desk.
President Ramnath Kovind has expressed grief on the passing of author and Nobel laureate V.S. Naipaul. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind said, his passing away is a loss for the world of letters and for the broader school of Indo-Anglian literature. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana was launched for providing loans up to 10 lakh rupees to small and micro enterprises. The scheme was launched in 2015 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The scheme has benefited a number of people in Uttar Pradesh. A ground report from our Lucknow correspondent.
Mudra scheme has been serving as an effective economic development tool to provide income-generating opportunities to the people at the grassroots level. Lakhs of small business operators have availed loans under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana in state. Anam Mishra from Bareilly district owns a small computer shop. He speaks about how he availed loan under the scheme and expanded his business.
मैं कंप्यूटर का काम करता हूँ, प्रिंटिंग का। मुझे अपना व्यापार बढ़ाना था, जिसके लिए मुझे पैसे की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत थी। कुछ दिनों के बाद जब मुझे सरकार की मुद्रा योजना के बारे में पता लगा, तो मैंने मुद्रा योजना के तहत लोन अप्लाई करा, जो बिना किसी गारंटी के सिर्फ अपना व्यापार को दिखा के लोन मिल जाता है। उसके लिए मैंने कोशिश की और मुझे 95,000 का लोन मिला, जिससे मैंने अपना व्यापार बढ़ा पाया हूँ और मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ सरकार की इस योजना के लिए।
Since the inception of the scheme, loans worth more than 5,000 crores have been given to more than 10 lakh beneficiaries in forms of Shishu, Kishore and Tarun loans in Uttar Pradesh. One beneficiary from Pratapgarh district, Sunil, told AIR.
केंद्र सरकार द्वारा चलाई गई मुद्रा योजना हम जैसे लाखों युवाओं को रोजगार दे रही है। इस योजना के तहत हमने बैंक से लोन लेकर अपना व्यापार चालू किया। इसी व्यापार से हमने अपने घर के लोगों के साथ साथ अन्य लोगों को भी रोजगार मुहैया कराया है।
Overall, the scheme has widely assisted small entrepreneurs in launching new business initiatives or expansion in their business. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In badminton, India's Ajay Jairam to face Indonesia's Cesar Hiren Rustavito for the summit clash in men's singles of the Vietnam Open Badminton Tournament today. Jairam defeated Japan's Yu Igarashi 21-14, 21-19 in a 34-minute to enter finals in the Ho Chi Minh City yesterday. If Jairam wins in the final, it will be his first title of the season. In cricket, England finished day 3 in a dominant position, reaching 357 for 6 when bad light ended play early in the first innings of the second test at the Lords in London. Chris Woakes' unbeaten maiden century gave England 250 runs lead at stumps today. Woakes is batting on 120 with Sam Curran on 22. Earlier, India were bundled out for 107 runs. The first day's play was washed out due to rain. England lead the 5-test series 1-0. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Anuja Kumar.
Thank you, Saira. The showdown between Trinamool Congress and BJP over NRC issue continues to gain prominence in dailies, and 16 states being put on rain alert for the next 48 hours has also gained traction in the press. The Sunday Tribune writes, Didi saving infiltrators for votes, alleges Shah, while the DNA also quotes the BJP president in its headline, National Security or Vote Bank, Choice Yours. The same paper also carries another story under the headline, TMC continues with its drama over NRC. The run-up to 2019 election is gaining heat by the day. The Sunday Times leads with a headline quoting the Prime Minister, will return in 2019 with bigger numbers. Describing IITs as India's instrument for transformation, the DNA quotes the PM who addressed the 56th annual convocation of IIT Bombay, Innovate in India, do it for humanity. In a bizarre news, a Seattle-based airline mechanic stole a Horizon plane and asked air traffic controllers jokingly if the airline would hire him as a pilot if he landed safely. The Hindustan Times writes, US man steals plane, crashes. The Sunday Express covers an exclusive story on hand fans made by the Mahali tribe of West Bengal as their carefully crafted pieces of art would be offered to invitees on Independence Day at the Red Fort. I-Day gift, bamboo pankhas made by tribals. For parents who coerce their children into engineering and medical underestimating other fields, have some news to chew upon as the Sunday Times carries a story with a headline, 77% placement in hotel management, just 40% in engineering. And with that, it's back to you, Saira.
Thanks, Anuja. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister asked opposition parties to stop propaganda on lack of jobs as over 1 crore jobs were created in the last 1 year. Home Minister Rajnath Singh to visit flood-affected areas of Kerala today. Tamils of Indian origin in Sri Lanka to get first allotment of houses under Indian Housing Project this morning. Prime Minister Modi to address them through a video message. Nobel Prize winner novelist V.S. Naipaul passes away in London. In sports, India's Ajay Jairam to face Indonesia's Cesar Hiren Rustavito in the men's title clash of the Vietnam Open Badminton Tournament today. And in cricket, Chris Woakes' maiden test century put England in total control on the third day of the second test against India. With that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.